Hi everybody and welcome back to Cooking with Cramer. Today I'm going to be making a popular Israeli dish called shakshuka. It's essentially eggs poached in a spicy tomato sauce, and there are versions all across the Mediterranean region. It can be enjoyed for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Let's get started.
Let's get our mise en place ready. First, you're going to need 1 medium onion, diced, 2 cloves of garlic, finely minced, 2 bell peppers, 1 jalapeno, 1 28-ounce can of San Marzano tomatoes, half of a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of paprika, a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 6 eggs, 4 to 6 ounces of feta cheese cubed, and an assortment of herbs. I have basil, mint, some dill, microgreens, and chives, basically whatever I could find in my garden. Next, you're going to take those bell peppers and jalapenos and place them over an open flame, charring and blistering the skin until it starts to separate. Try to get the peppers as charred as possible. This will allow for easier removal of the skin later on. Come on, little fella, you can do it. Once the peppers are thoroughly charred, place them into a bowl and cover them with plastic wrap for about 10 minutes to steam. After the 10 minutes is up, stab the plastic wrap violently with a knife to show how cool you are. Then use a paper towel to remove the skins. If the skins don't remove easily, you can use the back of a knife to scrape them off. Once the peppers are peeled, use a knife to remove the ribs and the seeds of all of the peppers. With the jalapenos, you'll notice I'm using bare hands. Just make sure that you wash them before you touch your eyes or use the restroom, because it can definitely ruin your day. Dice the jalapenos and the bell peppers into roughly 1/4-inch squares. Place them into a bowl and set them to the side for later. Now let's get started on making the sauce. Add about 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a pan and drop in your onions. Sweat the onions over medium heat until they become translucent. This will take about 5-6 minutes. Once that's achieved, add your garlic and cook for an additional minute, just until it becomes fragrant. We're not trying to get any color on the garlic. Next, add your cumin and your paprika and stir into the oil to allow the spices to bloom for about a minute. Then add your tomatoes and start crushing them with a spatula, and realize halfway through that a rubber spatula is probably not going to do it, so you go for a plastic one instead. Once you've finished breaking up the tomatoes with your spatula, add your peppers to the party. Stir until everything's mixed together, and then add about 1/2 cup of water. This is going to allow for evaporation as we cook this for about 30 minutes. In this time, the sauce is going to thicken and the spice of the jalapenos and the peppers are going to mellow out. Once the 30 minutes is up, your sauce should have thickened nicely. Season it to taste, and then using a spoon, create small wells in the sauce and start cracking your eggs into those wells. As I said before, we're using 6 eggs, and you'll notice I'm starting to run out of room. So you can kind of drag the eggs around a little bit once they've sat in the sauce for a bit, to give you the extra space to add the other eggs. Spoon some of the sauce over the whites and cover for 5 to 7 minutes, or just until the whites have set and the yolks are still runny. You can poke it with your finger to check. Once the eggs are finished cooking, turn off your heat because the residual heat is going to continue to cook the eggs. Add your feta cheese and your fresh herbs, and then serve yourself up a healthy helping of these delicious eggs and sauce. This dish is traditionally served with pita bread, but any kind of bread will do. And as you can see, the whites are completely set, but the yolk is still nice and runny. I do have a little bit of a jammy bit there. That's probably from not turning the heat off quite as early as I would have liked, but that might also be somebody's preference. Spoon some of that sauce and the egg onto your pita and enjoy. And now the Picky Spouse Taste Test.
It's jiggly. Okay. Is it on my face?
All right, folks, and that is it for shakshuka. If you're looking for something new for your next brunch get-together, this is a great recipe to add to your rotation. Thank you so much for joining me on this culinary adventure, and if you like what I'm serving, hit that like and subscribe button, and please leave a comment below with suggestions for future videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.